Very good afternoon to all. Today's topic we will start from a Supreme Court judge who is favorite of everybody, who is a lawyer in our country, and in fact he is popular internationally as well. Justice Chandrachud. He is a sitting judge of Supreme Court. I would like to share one video of his. It is very small, 5 minutes, but try to hear it how humble he is and the way how he speaks. Can you see the screen?
My name is Chandrachud.
Justice Chandrachud, he's a judge of Supreme Court. But they see the language he has used, the way he was speaking. He was so humble, so peaceful. From his aura, we don't find any thing which says that I am a very big person. That humbleness, if we can imbibe even part of it, we'll be heading to a very good place in our legal fraternity. So being from a legal fraternity, he's a judge of Supreme Court, still his humbleness, the way he was speaking, the way he was in 5 minutes interview, he was giving knowledge. It is really enriching to all of us and also to the people. So whenever you speak in the legal fraternity, you go to the court, you should speak the way he was speaking, and we have to imbibe this. I have really loved this interview, so I have shared with you. And another very important aspect of this interview, which I would like to share with all of you, is he said 43 million cases are online, placed online. Just imagine the judgments are placed online, and in these judgments, we can read even, I would say, even 1% of the same, which is also very difficult in the whole lifetime. But if we go through the same time kind of judgments which are online in our country, it will be very easy for us to develop ourselves as a lawyer. So somewhere he is indicating that this much amount of data, this much data is available to you online. So I've been telling in all my sessions that kindly start reading, start reading. So when he say there is already data of 43 million judgment on online, even if you can read little bit of it, your language, your knowledge, in fact, legal knowledge, your English, your way of approaching and persuading judges, also to points to know where, when to do cross-examination, what to do cross-examination, which are the points of argument. It is all you can take from the judgments. There is a possibility, see, you may not get a guru. In our country, there is a Guru Shishya generation is always has been there since the Ramayana and Mahabharata time. But really, we can always try to learn from this also. Eklavya learned only from the statue of the Dronacharya. So now here there are judgments, you can also learn from it. Now I will come to the next topic, that is about the rape laws. I'm not going to discuss the rape laws in detail because that can be read from the book. But one change which came after Nirbhaya's case, that is 2012 judgments. 2012 judgment of 2012 incidents of the Nirbhaya, we said that after Nirbhaya's case, just a minute. One thing we can take from Nirbhaya's case, that is of 2012, there were changes in the rape laws in our country. Now these changes came as a very big boost to show that the country was going through the complete overhaul, and it was telling, it was somewhere, there was a lot of agitation after Nirbhaya's case, and there were changes in the rape laws. The one important change I would say, previously rape laws were limited to the only to the some extent, but then later on there was changes that any male organ which touches the lady, female person's any part, it may be mouth, it may be vagina, it will be a rape. Even 2 fingers test has been removed since long back. Still, it is going on. I've heard from very Gujarat prominent lawyer She is a public prosecutor. She is still two finger test is going on. So if you read rape laws, you will know what is two finger test and what is the changes. But after Nirbhaya's case, the central government has done really very good job, and that is they have built up a corpus fund for Nirbhaya in the name of Nirbhaya. It is also known as Nirbhaya Fund. In 2019, as per Times of India's report, there was a 3,600 crore rupees were allocated only for the sexual offences or acid attacks for the women. Now, then when this judgment after Nirbhaya's matter, then 3,600 money was allocated. If you see the report, the money was allocated to all the states as per their population. Now, out of the 2,264 was distributed among all the states and union territories, and you will be surprised. States like Delhi, Maharashtra, Gujarat, which are known as very modern and very developed states, they have also not used the funds. Not even 89% of the fund was used, and not a single state has used the 50% of the funds allocated by the Nirbhaya Fund. Now, this fund was made to available that for ladies, for females, schemes for safety can be maintained. And then there can stop one-stop grievance. One-stop grievance window can be made where the ladies can complain. However, nothing happened like this. No helpline. If we read in between, there is a helpline in Uttar Pradesh, there is a helpline in Maharashtra, but there is no media report or officer. If you ask now, there I can see at least 50 girls here. If I ask any of them which is the helpline, they may not know. So it is very difficult that this fund has not reached to us. Now I will take only the question of Maharashtra here. There is a scheme of Manodharya scheme. Under this scheme, even if acid attack women, any sexual offences are done, any children, it may be female or male, or rape victims, or any kind of sexual violence done to a woman, she is entitled to a compensation of 1 lakh to 10 lakhs. The only criteria that FIR has to be lodged. Whether the case ends into conviction or acquittal is not a criteria. Once FIR is lodged, I myself have done for 3 women, whoever approached to me. But as a lawyer, we many of the lawyers in community are not aware there is a Manodharya scheme. If a rape victim or any acid attack woman or any children whose parents are knows that there is a scheme where 1 to 10 lakhs or rupees are available by way of a compensation which government Maharashtra government will give under Manodharya scheme. If they know this scheme, just imagine how much fund the government will be allocating and giving to the people who are affected by it. But it is with a lot of regret I say that this funds has been unused. Very few people know about the Manodharya scheme. I will also share the Manodharya scheme link in the group later on. Now, under this scheme, if you apply with criteria that with the FIR, bank details, and if you just go to the Maharashtra government, there is a Mantralayam in Chembur in Mumbai. Also, Chembur is a place, and also in Mantralayam, 2 places have been asked to take note of these things. And if you give them these all documents, they will be awarded compensation. 2 of my clients have been awarded. Third one did not apply because he was having a child. He thought I am not the right person to take. I did pursue him that you take, so government knows how many cases are going on. So government will know only when this treasury, the funds will come out of it. So it is a humble request to all who are attending here. Please read Manodharya scheme, those who are from Maharashtra. For Goa, there may be other schemes there. For Jharkhand, there may be another scheme. So you will be having respective schemes for the respective states. Now we will move further for reading for today.